basically stating that these animals, as discussed before, are put into small captivities where they cannot go towards their genes and follow their migration. They have no stimulation, therefore are aggressive, are constantly pacing around, are not stimulated. According to Douglas Chadwick, who researched elephants both in captivity and in the wild for a period of 5 years, when still confined places, such as the zoo in Paris, where the elephants are on display, are expected to stand on ruined legs alone in a dim room until they die. Next, I want to move on to talking about how my opponents didn't bring up surplus animals at all. They kind of just ignored it. They brought up the argument that zoos are breeding, so therefore we know that there is a surplus. I would like to state One Green Planet stated this past year, One World cried after an 18-month-old giraffe named Muris, who was shot and killed at a zoo in front of a group of students. He was killed because of the zoo's officials stated his genes were already well represented enough amongst the remaining giraffe populations. So they were saying that they're conducting all this research, so therefore they need to breed. But in reality, there's so many animals that just get killed because their genes are already used or because there's already a surplus of them. Therefore, this is a regulation that isn't being regulated, basically, and it is unfair for the animals. Next, I want to talk about inherency. They're talking about how so many kids go to these zoos for education, but Slate states the ACA released a study in 2007 on the educational impact of zoos, arguing that just the point, however, an examination of the study by researchers found the results are exaggerating, noting that there is no compelling or even particularly suggestive evidence for the claims of zoos and aquariums to promote attitude change, education, and interest in conservation in the visitors. Most visitors only go to an exhibit for 30 seconds to 2 minutes. Most of the time, these exhibits have no signs, no labels, and no actual information about the animals. Yale argues that the zoos encourage notions of the humans that they are superior to animals rather than encouraging kinship. So this can then lead to deforestation instead of conservation. Next, I want to talk about how our solvency works. ThoughtCo states the main difference between zoos and sanctuaries is how they acquire animals. A zoo might buy, sell, breed, or trade animals, or even capture animals from the wild. A sanctuary does not capture animals from the wild, but acquires only animals who can no longer survive in the wild. Zoos are built for people. Animals need sanctuaries. And as I stated before, zoos' efforts in conservation don't work. 16% of them, 16 out of 145 are the only ones that have ever been reintroduced in the last century. Therefore, their arguments about research and reincarnation should not be taken serious. And as they were stating, yeah, there is some benefits, little to none, but the cost of these animals' lives in this captivity is not worth it. But I let you guys be the judge of that.